that's what you're going to see. You're going to see Devin the Dream Haney victorious and still, and he's against all of them. Floyd, Ryan.
Bill, calm down. You sound like Don King now.
I think it'd be a great fight. I think that Ryan knows how to sell a fight. I think that he's not Oscar De La Hoya, but you got that image to where you're like maybe a little bait.
For him.
Easy.
Wow, easy.
I told you this before, man.
Devin Haney beats Ryan Garcia easy.
Devin Haney beats Ryan just like he beat Prograis.
No way.
Absolutely.
Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney promises to be one of the most exciting fights of the year, and fans recently got their first taste of what could happen when these two finally enter the ring for their bout on April 20th. The boxing world is now eagerly anticipating this fight, with experts laying down their predictions as to who comes out on top in this blockbuster clash. Moreover, the latest face-off between the two star boxers and press conference just concluded in New York City, and there was plenty of drama which we're going to unpack in this video. You don't want to miss out on all the juicy drama, but if you stick around to the end of this video, we also have experts' opinions and predictions for this fight. Now, Ryan and Devin embarked on a press tour to begin the promotion of their fight, with all eyes in NYC for the first press conference, which featured plenty of bad blood and a heated face-off. Garcia lived up to his King Rise nickname as he sat on a golden throne during the presser, and he was the first to speak out of the two fighters. "This is a big opportunity for me. I want to go for legacy and belts. Devin is in the way and I'm on my vengeance arc. I'm coming straight for his neck. I promise you that."
Devin's in the way, I'm on my vengeance arc. I'm ready to get back in blood and everything, so I'm coming straight for his neck. I promise you that. I promise you, I'm coming straight for you. It's going to be ugly. It's going to be...
Haney then hit back at his opponent, believing that it would be a similar outcome to when Garcia fought Gervonta Davis last year. "This is going to be a hell of an event. We've seen Ryan quit before and take a knee before. On April 20th, it will be no different. Dazn have put the bounty up, and on April 20th, I'm capturing the bounty and coming home with the victory." The fighters then went head-to-head in the face-off, where the war of words continued further. Garcia, who has a reputation for being outspoken and passionate, escalated the situation with a barrage of expletives aimed at Haney. His animated demeanor and aggressive posture were not just directed at Haney, but also involved Haney's entourage, indicating a deep-seated animosity that goes beyond competitive spirit. Garcia's actions seemed to be a deliberate attempt to get under Haney's skin and disrupt his mental preparation for the fight. Devin Haney, for his part, displayed remarkable restraint amidst Garcia's provocations. Known for his cool demeanor and tactical approach inside the ring, Haney's response to Garcia's outburst was measured but firm, indicating that while he was willing to engage in psychological warfare, he would not be easily baited into losing his composure. This exchange between the two fighters highlighted their contrasting personalities and approaches to the sport, adding an intriguing psychological dimension to the upcoming fight. The drama reached a new peak when the fathers of the fighters, Bill Haney and Henry Garcia, joined the fray with a verbal altercation of their own. This clash between the patriarchs of the Haney and Garcia camps added a familial element to the rivalry, suggesting that the fight is not just a personal contest between the two boxers, but a battle between two families, each with their pride and legacy at stake. The exchange between Bill Haney and Henry Garcia was more than just a side note to the main event. It underscored the deep-rooted tensions and the high emotional stakes involved.
And that's what you're going to see. You're going to see Devin the Dream Haney victorious and still, and he's against all of them. Floyd, Ryan.
Bill, calm down. You sound like Don King now.
This escalation of hostilities at the press conference has served to heighten the anticipation for the Garcia versus Haney fight. Fans and analysts alike are now not only speculating about the outcome based on the fighters' physical abilities and boxing styles, but are also considering the psychological aspects of the match. The intense personal and familial dynamics at play have added a layer of complexity to the bout, making it a must-watch event for anyone interested in the sport. The press conference, with its dramatic confrontations and emotional outbursts, has set the stage for a fight that is about more than just titles and rankings. It is a clash of personalities, styles, and families, with each side eager to prove their superiority not just in terms of boxing skill, but also in terms of mental fortitude and heart. Now, following the press conference, Devin Haney shared his thoughts on Kingry's animated face-off and believes that the boxing superstar was drunk for the entirety of the press conference. He described Kingry as being drunk as a skunk during their first press conference and believes Kingry isn't serious about the fight. Haney told Fight Hub, stating, "Ryan was at the ***King press conference drunk as a skunk. Hopefully he gets it together before April 20th, and I'm going to have him punch drunk on that day." Ryan has not changed since becoming an amateur. He's been fighting the same way. Of course, he got bigger and stronger, but if you look at his amateur fights, our old amateur fights, he was doing the same thing, so I know how to beat Ryan. Even though our first fight was at 10 years old, our last fight was at 16. He hasn't changed much. Haney expresses hope that Garcia will get his act together before their fight on April 20th, emphasizing his intention to dominate Garcia on that day. He also touches on the significance of fighting in New York, the media capital of the world, and his excitement about the fight taking place there due to the extensive media coverage. Haney mentions that Garcia's team has been reaching out to his team and others involved in organizing the fight, suggesting a move to a later date in Las Vegas, which Haney dismisses due to scheduling conflicts with another major fight. He insists that the fight with Garcia needs to happen in New York City on the scheduled date. Throughout the interview, Haney maintains a confident demeanor, focusing on his preparation and the importance of the fight taking place as planned. He challenges Garcia not to pull out of the fight and to face him in New York as agreed. Haney also comments on Garcia's desire to move the fight, questioning why Garcia would want to change the location when the fight is already set to be a significant event in New York. Haney also reflected on their past encounters in the amateurs, noting that Garcia's fighting style has not changed much since then. He confidently states that he knows how to beat Garcia, citing their history of fights during their amateur careers. Addressing Garcia's theatrics, such as coming out with a throne and pedals despite not being a champion, Haney sarcastically refers to Garcia as Queen Rye, indicating his view of Garcia's actions as overly dramatic and unbecoming of a true champion. The interview also touches on the potential for a fight between Haney and Gervonta "Tank" Davis, with Haney acknowledging it as a strong possibility. He respects Garcia for taking on significant fights, including their upcoming bout, but suggests that Garcia's motivation is driven by the financial rewards rather than a desire for challenging competition. Haney, however, dismissed the idea of a trilogy with Garcia, indicating his confidence in decisively winning their upcoming fight. He criticizes Garcia's performance in previous fights and mocks Garcia's discussions about fighting UFC fighters and pop singers, attributing such talk to Garcia's alleged alcohol consumption. Now, during the press conference, there was an interesting interaction between Kingry and Devin's promoter, Eddie Hearn. Hearn got on Garcia's nerves during the press conference, and the boxer felt the nerve to speak up after the promoter's praise of Haney got to be a bit too much. Hearn stated, "I think he might be unbeatable. He might be one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the sport, when you're as dedicated as he is and when you do things right." Suddenly, Garcia interrupted. "Come on, Eddie, stop lying. That's a crazy statement, dude. Anybody is beatable. That's cap, and I like you. You don't have to lie. That was a lie." Garcia seems confident about his ability to defeat Devin and not get intimidated by Hearn's mind games. Hearn also acknowledged Kingry for accepting the fight with Devin and stated that Kingry has an amazing opportunity to prove himself during this fight.
Pound-for-pound fighters in the sport. And when you're as dedicated to the
Come
sport
on,
as
Eddie,
he is,
stop lying.
and when you do things right...
That's a crazy statement.
You don't like that?
No, that was the worst statement. Dude, anybody's beatable. That's cap.
There's a lot more that went down during the New York press conference. However, these were the most interesting details. Fans are now eagerly awaiting this fight, with many sharing their predictions on social media. One user predicted a Devin Haney victory via unanimous decision and said this: Garcia is only going to look aggressive in the first 3 rounds. Haney UD. Another responded to Kingry's warning for Devin and said, he's ready to go. Another said, one good body shot. Reacting to the press conference, one user said, this is going to be an insane fight. Can't wait. Ryan by TKO. Another said this about Haney. Haney in ways looks worried. One user believes this is going to be a tough fight for Kingry. They wrote, Devin is going to systematically break him down. Ryan is right. It is going to get ugly for him. So the majority of the fans prefer Kingry to win this fight. But how would a fig between these two go? As mentioned earlier, this fight is one of the most important fights in the junior welterweight division. This fight is not just a clash of 2 young, ambitious fighters, but a pivotal point in their careers, with Haney defending his junior welterweight championship and Garcia getting his first title shot. The matchup is a testament to both fighters' willingness to take risks for substantial rewards, a trait not commonly seen in the sport today. Devin Haney, already a star in the making, is set to gain not only financially from this fight, but also in terms of prestige. Facing Ryan Garcia, known for his ability to draw massive audiences, presents Haney with an opportunity to further elevate his status in the boxing world. Garcia, on the other hand, faces a formidable opponent in Haney, who is considered one of the top pound-for-pound fighters globally. This fight offers Garcia a chance to prove his mettle and dispel doubts about his capability to compete at the highest level. The fight is intriguing for several reasons. Firstly, it showcases 2 fighters willing to risk it for the biscuit, engaging in battles that promise financial gain and career advancement but come with significant risk. Secondly, it pits Garcia's speed and power against Haney's technical prowess and strategic mind. Haney's skill set places him at the top of the sport, making him a tough opponent for Garcia, who has yet to win a belt or contend for a title until now. The narrative surrounding Ryan Garcia has often focused on his marketability rather than his boxing skills. This fight gives him a platform to change that narrative and show that he is more than just a pretty face in boxing. The history between Haney and Garcia adds another layer of complexity to the fight. Having faced each other 6 times as amateurs, with an even split of wins, their professional bout is far from a one-sided affair. Garcia's power, particularly his lead hook, poses a genuine threat to Haney, who, despite his technical superiority, has shown vulnerabilities in the past. This fight is not just about the physical matchup, but also about what it represents for the sport of boxing. It's a clash of 2 young fighters in their prime, willing to face each other at a pivotal moment in their careers, rather than waiting until the twilight of their fighting days. The anticipation for this fight is high, with fans and analysts alike predicting a closely contested battle that could go either way. Now, a lot of people in the boxing world are eager to see this fight take place. Roy Jones Jr. recently shared his thoughts on the potential matchups between Haney and Ryan Garcia. Jones highlighted Haney's willingness to fight anyone, a trait he admires and sees as reminiscent of his own approach during his boxing career. At 26 years old, Haney's eagerness to take on all challengers is seen by Jones as a refreshing attitude that the sport of boxing has been missing. Jones expressed no preference for who Haney should fight first, stating that any fight involving Haney would be interesting due to his exceptional skill level. He believes Haney has the potential to beat anyone he faces. However, Jones mentioned that Gervonta Davis would likely be the tougher opponent for Haney at this point, indicating his interest in seeing that fight. Before a potential showdown with Davis, Jones is curious about how Haney would fare against Ryan Garcia, particularly in handling Garcia's left hook. He suggested that if Haney could face Garcia and perform impressively, perhaps even more so than Davis did, it would set the stage for a highly anticipated fight between Haney and Davis. Jones's comments reflect his respect for Haney's talent and his anticipation for the exciting matchups that lie ahead in Haney's career.
That's a fight I like to see. I probably want to see him fight Ryan first to see how he fares with Ryan's left hook and see can Ryan hit him or can he avoid it, or see if he can beat Ryan as impressively as Tank did.
Speaking of Garcia, Jones noted that the left hook possessed by Kingry was his most dangerous weapon, but also his biggest weakness. He said this, "Ryan has a left hook that is a killer, but everybody knows it. So until he gets something else or knows how to disguise it, He's going to have a hard time with the upper echelon fighters. Speaking of predictions, Mexican trainer Abel Sanchez predicted that Devin Haney would easily defeat Ryan Garcia in a fight. Sanchez emphasized that Haney's skill level and boxing ability far surpass Garcia's, suggesting that Haney's performance against high-caliber opponents like Jorge Linares showcases his superiority. He pointed out Garcia's struggles, implying that Garcia's performance was not impressive, especially when compared to Haney's.
For him.
Easy.
Wow, easy.
I told you this before, man.
Devin Haney beats
you.
Ryan Garcia easy.
Devin Haney beats Ryan just like he beat Prograis.
No way.
Absolutely.
Sanchez criticized Garcia's attempt to use the shoulder roll defense, arguing that it's not something that can be mastered in a short period and that Garcia should stick to his strengths, such as his hand speed and power. Despite acknowledging Garcia's potential, Sanchez was clear in his belief that Garcia lacked the experience and skill to compete at the highest level against fighters like Haney, Gervonta Davis, and Shakur Stevenson. Sanchez also touched on the importance of proper management and the need for Garcia to be carefully guided in his career to maximize his potential. He stressed that Garcia has a lot to learn and needs more experience before he can truly compete with the top fighters in his division. Sanchez's prediction is based on a detailed analysis of both fighters' skills, performances, and potential, concluding that Haney would dominate Garcia in a matchup. Former pro and current boxing analyst Shawn Porter also shared his opinions and predictions for this fight. Shawn Porter's discussion on the Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney fight delves into various aspects beyond a simple prediction, focusing more on the dynamics surrounding the fight rather than a straightforward forecast. Porter touches on the authenticity of the pre-fight interactions between Garcia and Haney, suggesting skepticism about the realness of their confrontation due to the controlled nature of their encounter. He notes that while the energy between the two fighters seemed genuine, the situation appeared orchestrated, given both fighters knew they were meeting and had their entourages with them.
I think it'd be a great fight. I think that Ryan knows how to sell a fight. I think that he's not Oscar De La Hoya, but you got that image to where you're like maybe a little bit.
Porter emphasizes that in the boxing world, actions like throwing a punch could lead to losing whatever is on the table, highlighting the importance of maintaining professional conduct to avoid jeopardizing the fight. He acknowledges the realness of the energy and buzz around the fight, but points out that if the fighters were genuinely meeting to confront each other, it should have been more about selling the fight rather than just a chance encounter. Regarding the fight itself, Porter provides insights into both fighters' capabilities and recent performances. He mentions Garcia's ability to sell a fight and his marketable image, likening him to a little baby golden boy. However, Porter also recalls Garcia's loss to Gervonta "Tank" Davis, where Garcia was notably hurt, raising questions about his durability and mental fortitude in the ring. Porter expresses mixed feelings about Haney's performance against Vasily Lomachenko, suggesting that he didn't view Haney as the clear winner of that fight. Yet he acknowledges Haney's impressive showing in his last fight prior to the discussion. When it comes to predicting the outcome of Garcia versus Haney, Porter leans towards Haney, citing his undefeated record and his preference to back an undefeated fighter until proven otherwise. The conversation shifts to the fighter's history, with Porter reflecting on their amateur background and how past experiences might influence their upcoming professional bout. He speculates that Garcia might find confidence in their shared history, potentially tapping into past experiences to gain an edge over Haney. Despite acknowledging Haney's advantages in terms of reach, speed, and footwork, Porter suggests that Garcia's comfort and confidence stemming from their amateur encounters could play a significant role in the fight. Ultimately, Porter's discussion doesn't provide a clear-cut prediction, but rather offers a nuanced view of the fight's dynamics, considering the fighters' backgrounds, recent performances, and the psychological aspects of their rivalry. He hints at a preference for Haney based on his undefeated record and recent form, but also leaves room for the possibility that Garcia could surprise many by leveraging his history with Haney and his own improvements in the ring. So, fans and social media favors Ryan Garcia to defeat Devin Haney. However, the experts are in favor of Devin taking the win on April 20th. It will be interesting to see if Devin can prove that he's worth the junior welterweight division, especially considering his aspirations and goals to become the face of boxing. But what do you think? Will Ryan Garcia live up to fans' expectations for this fight? Will he knock out Devin the Dream Haney? Or will Haney keep his undefeated record and successfully defend his belts? Let us know in the comments. That's it for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Turn on the bell for the latest notifications so that you never miss out on videos like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.